Hello, everybody. You've discovered the lecture content area of this course, and the information that is being delivered to you is in an alternate format of these brief 3 to 5 minute videos that take the place of driving to campus and listening to me lecture at you for 90 straight minutes twice a week. I think it's a much superior way of learning for a number of reasons. First of all, I can do several takes until I get one that I feel is really good. I'm not just ad-libbing in front of 30 students, and sometimes it's hard to hear everything the teacher is saying, or the teacher forgets something in the lecture. Um, Also, you can watch these over and over again if you want to rewind, fast forward, whatever you want, or if you don't want to watch the videos, just read the written information. I find that the best way to learn is to read the written information first, then watch the video, whatever suits your fancy. I think as we go through these learning modules, and especially the lecture content sections like this one, you'll get used to my rhythm and flow and pedagogical approach. So this first discussion that we're going to have about the short stories that you're reading, one of the things I want you to dig into is character development. And I want you to start getting used to using the course vocabulary right away. This is an important concept of this course. It's one of my objectives to help train you to do well in courses beyond the English department, because no matter where you go, whatever your academic major is, you may be an engineering student. Those engineering teachers are going to be introducing the vocabulary and concepts of the engineering world to you, and they're going to be expecting you to learn how to use that new terminology in the essays and research papers that you write. So it's good practice in this course to learn the vocabulary of the literary analysis world. So we're going to be talking about key concepts for character development, and there's several that I want you to focus on. One is the difference between a round and a flat character. A round character feels real. There's another concept that's very important to learn in this course. It's called suspension of disbelief. And let's think about those two ideas together. A real round feeling character helps you kind of forget that what you're reading is fiction. And that's what suspension of disbelief is. You go in to reading a novel or a short story or watching a play, and you know that these are made up, make believe characters. But hopefully, the writer is so good that you kind of get into the point where you're really emotionally wrapped up with these make believe fictional characters. You're suspending your disbelief. In other words, you don't believe that this is a real character going into the story, but you're willing to suspend that so you can enjoy the story more. And you get choked up when the character you feel about dies or whatever. That's the classic real character, the round character. So in this course, when you're writing an essay, use round character or flat character. It is also incumbent upon you to point out that the characters feel fake and flat and phony, but don't use the word fake until you've at least introduced the concept of flat character, okay? Round character and flat character, those are the vocabulary words that I want you to be picking up in this course. Now, there's a parallel concept of character development you should also get used to, and that is a dynamic character or a static character, okay? And oftentimes what happens in a good story is that characters are presented problems to solve, and they have to make ethical choices, moral choices about how to solve those problems. And they often change the character through the process of the problem solving. That's classic storytelling. So a dynamic character is one who changes from the events narrated in the story. By the time you get to the end of the story, that character has evolved into somebody new, somebody with more courage, or somebody with stronger character, as opposed to a static character, which is, a character who doesn't change. It's the opposite. Now, it's very, very common to get round character and dynamic character mixed up, and you will lose points on your essays if you do. So don't be that student who says, oh, this round character changed. That's the wrong concept, okay? The dynamic character shows that the character changed. The round character shows that the character feels real, multi-dimensional, round, not flat, which, this another thing about writing an analysis paper that we should kind of get used to is that it's okay to criticize these writers, to critique them. That's part of your job. If you feel that the characters were static or that they were, not changing, if you feel that they were fake or phony, in other words, flat characters, then it's important that you say so in your writing. Don't say, I feel they were phony or flat. Just roll it out. They are phony and flat and flat. Okay, they're just not, they're fake. And that's okay to critique a story. You don't have to worry about insulting the teacher if you think the teacher likes the story and you just want to, butter up the teacher. I'm going to make sure the teacher thinks I really like this story because the teacher must like the story. Why did he assign it otherwise? No, what you should do is really analyze the story. And, there's no wrong answer. If you say that this character feels flat and another character says this character feels, another student says this character feels round, the same character, same story, that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You just need to defend that opinion with evidence. It's an argument essay. And the best kind of evidence for that is evidence from the primary source, where you go right to the short story and pull out a line and say, look, this feels fake. Therefore, it's a flat character. That's the kind of writing that we're going to do in this course. Throughout the entire semester, you'll get a lot of opportunities to practice. I will guide you through the process. As you do these generating exercises, it's a really good idea to review what I have delivered to you, not only through these videos, but through the written sections that accompany the videos. I'm going to share the screen really quickly and show you that this is what you should be reading after you see my video here. Notice that I'm talking about the key quality of dynamic characters, that they change. And I have a link to a website here that talks also, it's not just Professor Burko's point of view, but the fact that these people who teach introduction to literature all over the country talk about the same concepts, okay? So as you get back to the course and watch the videos and read the narratives in every section like this, you see I mentioned suspension of disbelief in here. It kind of reinforces what I said in the video. I hope that all makes sense. One last thought. A character could be both round and dynamic. In other words, the character feels real and the character changes in the story. But it could be a little bit of both. It could be that the character feels real, but the character is static. The character doesn't change. They're not mutually exclusive. And another thing that I really want to emphasize with this, as you're kind of getting ready to write your essays, we have all of these generating exercises coming up where you're going to write about your thoughts. They're not graded. They just allow you to kind of brainstorm and write and think at the same time. They're not just busy work. As you write these, you are literally generating sections that can be later copied and pasted into a Microsoft Word document and used in an actual essay. So put some thought and put some time into learning these concepts, learning how to use them in your discussions in a way that doesn't feel contrived, just to earn a good grade. It shows true understanding of the concepts. And eventually, using this information that you're generating as part of an actual analysis essay. And we will practice this throughout the entire semester. So do not worry, you're just getting introduced to it. It's very, very early stages. That's plenty long enough for right now.